Thank you everybody for coming. My name is Mark DiSalvo. I'm the elected town moderator here in North Andover. We're getting pretty good at this mask stuff and this distance thing. I'll share with you something that I learned just a couple of days ago, that National Public Radio did a representation in photographs of our COVID summer, quote unquote, and community, and their number one photograph was our town meeting back in June. So kudos to everybody who participated in that. This is one of my favorite events because it's about appointing a truly consequential group of people who have generational influence on what happens in our community. And the FinCom is the most unheralded but truly consequential group of people that our community has the privilege of allowing us to serve. We have several people who are cycling off, and they are Tim Sherhart, Chuck Trafton, and not here today is Divya Bhatnagar. Our vice chair, Ed MacMillan, is going to come up and wishes to note something about our departing members for their extraordinary service. I just want to say I thank you each for accepting my invitation. I hope it wasn't too much falsity in terms of what I've said about what the workload was. Don't tell these people, and I appreciate it a great deal. Ed?
Good evening, everybody. It was a privilege for me to serve on the Finance Committee with three colleagues who are sending off this evening with heavy hearts, but we're very excited and grateful for all of your expertise and the gift of time you shared with us. For something that was supposed to be kind of boring, it actually was quite kind of an interesting tenure where I think when I came on, Tim was the chairman. We had a $100 million marijuana plant that was kind of a cool thing to get to know about. I now know more about marijuana than most people. We got to evaluate an Amazon project, as well as we looked at several things like pension reform, and just a really exciting time. And on a personal note, I wanted to thank both of you guys. You guys brought a lot to the table beyond financial expertise. You brought a lot of common sense, a lot of good insight. Both of you are very well read, and I can say it was a very rich experience for me and for everybody else on the committee. So I had suggested that we get you a nice IPA collection as a thank you gift. That was not approved by the town ethics officer, but what we did do, and Tim, why don't I have you come up first? We did get, it's not an IPA, but it's something that'll be around a lot longer, and hopefully as you look at it over the years, it'll give you great happiness and remembrance. So I'll give you an elbow, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And Chuck, you want to come up too, please? These were actually very well priced. There was 2 for 1, so I got you a very similar gift. And again, it was a great time. We enjoy everything. Divya cannot be with us tonight. She had a commitment this evening, but everything I said would go for Divya as well. So thank you, everybody.
To the new members, it's a great job. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ed. And maybe we can find an IPA a little bit later, which would be lovely. So recruiting members for the FinCom is a truly onerous task. There's many people who want to be on it. Most people don't have that opportunity. But this year we have a particularly difficult circumstance coming into an unclear financial picture. Thomas Ringler has been on our committee for 6 years now, and it was time for him to cycle off. And he accepted my invitation, and I thank you for that, to fill an unexpired term so that we can take advantage of his long-standing tenure, institutional memory, and that he remains the senior member of our FinCom. So Thomas will be one of the people who will be sworn in. Second is Regina Kean. Now that might be a name that many of you know. Regina has acted as a member of our Board of Selectmen, also spent some time on the Planning Board, for many of those same reasons about asking Thomas to stick around. Regina comes in with some institutional history, some real deep understanding of our town budget and its systems. And I thank her for acknowledging the contribution that she can continue to make to the community. Thank you very, very much, Regina. Second is Denevan O'Connell. Denevan has been hectoring me for many years, as a matter of fact, to become a member of the committee. And that opportunity presented itself most particularly this year because it's the right moment in time, both in terms of what our committee needs, in terms of its deep policy and analytical skills and experiences, but also because of what he brings and moments in time and committee needs sometimes come together. So I am delighted to afford that appointment. Thank you, Denevan, for your contribution already to our community. And every committee needs a new perspective. And that perspective is brought by a young man and his burgeoning family, Dustin Silk. Dustin has significant industry experiences, as we all know, in financial expertise, as both an analyst, cost center accountant, and most importantly, having a P&L obligation. But like many people in our community, he has a real stake in the future of our community. And for that reason, I'm delighted that he chose to accept my invitation to join us. Thank you, Dustin. So our town clerk was pretty busy the last few weeks, which is why we're doing this not in August, but rather post-election primary day. And Trudy Reid is going to come up, invite you all at the same time to take the oath, and then individually in a distanced way have the opportunity to sign the book so that your name forever gets recognized in the archives of our community. It's a pretty cool thing to do. And I'd invite, in order of the way I introduced you, if you wished after the swearing in to come up and say a sentence or two, I'd appreciate that, if you wish. Thank you very much. Town Clerk?
Good afternoon. I'm not quite sure where to stand here. Why don't the four of you just come up here a little bit? That's good. Thank you. When I say do you, please state your name. Do you solemnly promise and affirm that you will faithfully, honestly, sincerely, and impartially perform all the duties that are incumbent upon you as a member of the Finance Committee for the town of North Andover, so help you God? You could just come up one at a time and sign your name and print. All the pens have been sanitized, and you can just leave it lay on the table when you're done.
You.
All right, hello everyone. When I got asked by Mark 6 years ago to serve on the FinCom, I was incredibly honored. And after I have served 6 years on the FinCom, I must say it was an absolutely pleasure to be on the FinCom. And when Mark asked me to extend a little bit more, I hesitated first a little bit, but then I said, no, I'm going to do it and continue. And this time is actually really a little bit of a special time for me. As some of you know, I was actually not a US citizen when I served the first 6 years. And I became a citizen 2 weeks ago. It was always a little bit awkward for me, but now I feel I've been a full member, and I can stand up to the flag and honor the flag as a U.S. citizen. And I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to another another year in the FinCom. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Regina Kean. I think everyone here knows me, but for those of you who may be watching who don't know me, happy to get the opportunity to say hello to you. Thank you, Mark, for extending the invitation for me to join the Finance Committee. Many of you may know that I served on the Select Board for the past 3 years, and during that time, obviously gained quite a great deal of knowledge about our budget and our finances. And while we are obviously in a very strong position as a town with our bond rating and so on, we know that we've got potentially challenging times ahead of us. So I'm happy to bring the working knowledge I have of our budget to the role, as well as my experience at Accenture for my professional life, and hopefully can be of value to the board. So thank you very much for the appointment.
Hi, my name is Denevan O'Connell. I want to thank Mark. It only took a few years of pestering, but I greatly appreciate it. I'm very excited to be a member of the FinCom. I'm excited to bring my experiences to bear and to help in any way that I can. So thank you.
Dustin Silk. I also like to thank Mark for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the FinCom. I think I have quite a few knowledgeable people that will be able to help out and guide me, and I'm excited to bring what I know to the table and help the town and move forward.
Someday soon we'll all know each other maskless once again. But behind masks, I want to acknowledge two other people that are here today who've shown great respect to each of you. Chris Allen, who's a member of our Finance Committee, and Laura Bates, who's a new member of our Select Board. Welcome to both of you, and thank you so much. There's one person who's greatly relieved about our COVID circumstance. That's my partner in life, my spouse, Tricia Melvin, who usually organizes a nice reception, some cake and cookies and lemonade and other kinds of stuff. But we're not allowed to do that this time of year. So in any circumstance, for your good wishes and past experience, thank you very much, Tricia. Gaggle, and I thank you all for your service and commitment to this community. It's a real pleasure to all of us that we've had the benefit of your experience. Every blessing to everybody. Thank you. Thank you.